and it really was America's game. There was Jack after the game, as we went out to dinner. He had one Shirley Temple, and my boy was done. But nobody took a knee, folks, shockingly. It's the only game that Americans watch where the men and women on this field are willing to die for the people watching it. So if you get some time, you can stop by the Facebook page, facebook.com/Top Gun Options, and check out the Army Navy. Check out the Army Navy video as well. Funny story behind that. We digitally put in "Go Navy Beat Army" on one of the F-18s at the beginning at the 30-second point. And our skipper got a call from a mad admiral demanding to know who gave us permission to paint our jet. Guy didn't know what Photoshop was. All right, let's get airborne. Yesterday, this idiot, I've fallen and I can't blow up. This disgusting human piece of excrement tried to blow himself up. Check this out. Family of Port Authority bombing suspect is outraged at the investigators' tactics. So after this guy becomes awake, and of course, investigators go to his home, interview his family, because why? He's a chain immigrant. He came here as a chain of other immigrants, and here's this headline makes me furious. You know what? I really wish we were Israel, where we wouldn't send investigators to his house. We would have sent bulldozers, and you level the house. That's how Israel deals with people who do things like this in their country. They go and level the house of their terrorists. So it reduces the terrorist attacks because this guy would know that his family is not going to have a place to live. This headline makes me furious. It makes me furious that this guy was arrested and given Miranda rights. If you pick up arms against these United States of America, you are no longer a citizen. You are an enemy combatant. Your ass should be flown to Guantanamo and put in front of a military tribunal. You're conducting warfare and not wearing a uniform. It is so against the laws of war, but folks, this is 8 years of Barack Hussein Obama. So these guys, like the Benghazi suspect a couple weeks ago, who really was, who should have been in front of a military tribunal, this is disgusting. The Constitution is not a suicide pact. So liberals would have the best day of their life if we were all dead and the Constitution was just sitting there preserved in glass. That's really what they want, folks. More politics, because again, folks, with the market just grinding higher and, the tax reform and all the good stuff that we'll get to, this is the stuff that's going to impact the market. Wife of a demoted Department of Justice official. His wife worked at the Fusion GPS. This guy's a heavy in the Department of Justice who's all over Trump investigations, and his wife works at the firm that came up with the fake dossier, which was what? Which was used to get FISA warrants, which was used to spy on people like Judge Flynn and the transition team. This stinks. Mueller's right-hand man represented Hillary Clinton's IT staffer who put the damn illegal server in the bathtub and in her basement. Are you paying attention, folks? The FBI has now become our secret police. Your run-of-the-mill agent in the trenches, good person, the top has become the secret police. Just like Barack Hussein Obama used the IRS to target political opponents, he also used the FBI. This is disgusting, folks, and it makes me furious. So we're giving these guys Miranda rights, and we're having a silent coup against a duly elected president. If this doesn't make you furious, guys, you got issues, man. You're an idiot. Here we go. How about oil? Let me start with oil. Oil's nice little oil prices climb as key pipeline shuts down for repair. The Forties pipeline system is several weeks. They found a crack in it, but this is looking pretty in the mid-60s, guys. So we're going to talk here in a couple minutes. I'm getting ready to get airborne on our morning primary live trade brief. We got an iron condor. Actually, we got out of a bull put spread in our ExxonMobil last week for a $2,000 profit in 2 weeks. We put on a bear call spread all the way up here, but I told one of our members last week, I said, hey, man, he said, why aren't we putting on another bull put spread right now? I said, well, we need to find kind of where this thing pulls back to. Guess what? We're getting ready to put on a bull put spread and leg into an iron condor at 10 a.m. Eastern, and you should be a member here because we are making great money in ExxonMobil. We got into a long call diagonal out to January of 2020 all the way back here, and this thing's looking great. So oil really catching a bid here. I'm liking this. Remember, folks, was a year and a half, 2 years ago when oil imploded, ExxonMobil trimmed its sales to make money around 35 to 40 bucks a barrel. This is double that, man. The ExxonMobil and the oil companies are going to be printing money. This thing's about to get on a tear, which means we're going to get out of the way. So we'll take a look at our our bear call spread from last week, and our PLTB when we get airborne. The 84.5, 85. And that's got 10 days to go. We might hang into it. If you remember, we're going to be talking about that in a couple minutes. Bitcoin, folks, it really is. I'm telling you, man, when I go to Blue Martini or I got buddies who don't even know what a stock is asking me how to get in Bitcoin, you know it's bad. The force behind Bitcoin's meteoric rise, millions of Asian investors. So there you go, folks. If you're in Bitcoin, you got millions of Asian investors underneath you, which they've never seen a panic before, right? Take a look at the Asian stock market about a year and a half ago and what happened to that. I remember showing my traders a picture of a fruit vendor in like Shenzhen province, like leaning over his fruit cart, looking at his small laptop and his stock charts. And within a month, it was the Joe Kennedy moment. When Joe Kennedy came into work and said, sell everything, the shoeshine boy just offered me stock advice. That's what happened over in China. I said, when you're seeing pictures of a fruit vendor day trading, it's time to get out of the Asian markets, and it imploded. Folks, this is... I don't think people understand that cryptocurrencies, if they are going to be the new thing, there's going to be thousands of them. The fact that Bitcoin was first, yay to them, but this is a trade. And as I've been telling people with Bitcoin, if you're not in Bitcoin and you wouldn't be willing to light that money on fire on the table and have a glass of wine and smile as it burns, that should not be in Bitcoin. Okay, so again, just move on from this, folks. Stick to what you know, and don't. If you're jumping in with the waiters and waitresses investments, good for you. I hope you make some money. There will be zero liquidity when somebody else fire to get out of it. That's what I keep telling my buddies. I'm like, do you understand that? Yeah, you might be up $1,000, here in a couple months, and that's great. Do you understand that when it sneezes and you go, hey, I want to get my grand out, you're going to be looking at trying to get negative 10 grand, especially if you're on margin. So energy is doing well. Tech, I told you the tech wreck would not be that long. People were, oh my God, this is over. It's over for tech again. No, it's not. We'll take a look at our Amazon bull put spread here. In the primary live trade brief, Amazon's coming back. We're going to talk about Tesla. So Tesla caught a bid this morning out of the blue because Pepsi pre-ordered 100 vehicles. Yay. And some other news with Tesla. So we have a short Tesla position on that's getting kicked in the jimmy this morning that we got to talk about it and manage at 9 a.m. as well. So that's a tear, folks. When something gets on a tear, either join it or get out of the way. And it's going to be time to get out of that Tesla trade. Just being sure Tesla's not going to be a good thing if we're seeing this stuff. Didn't get a chance to talk to you since Friday, but how about the jobs report on Friday? Man, awesome. But the wage growth is weak. So we have a 2-day Fed meeting starting today. Of course, they're going to raise interest rates. That's baked into this market. So no issue there. But looking really good, man. This economy, and then here we go. It's tax reform is a foregone conclusion. It's just what it's going to look like. So that's already in there. The market and Trump are already moving on to the infrastructure spending. So out of his 4 big things, reduce government regulation. He's done that with a stroke of a pen. And Steve Mnuchin, as Secretary of Treasury, has really gutted Frankendodd. Repeal Obamacare, epic fail. He'll get back to that. Tax reform going to happen, and then infrastructure spending. Even Democrats are going to vote for this because look at this dude. Moose and Rocco are union members. Infrastructure spending is good for the economy. It will create jobs. If Democrats are against this, please be against this, Democrats, so you can stay the opposition party forever. So this is bullish, man. You cannot keep this market down. I didn't mention this, though, North Korea. I mean, short of, like I said, short of a shooting war with North Korea, this market's heading higher. Okay. And then I saw a headline the other day from my Department of Defense news agency that North Korea is moving to biological weapons. So now that they have nukes that can compete or at least vaporize most of us, now they're moving on to biological weapons. Yikes. That should be a wake-up moment for us, folks. But, who cares, right? Nobody cares about this. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin and everything else. I care about it, folks. The guy killed his own half-brother in public in an airport in Kuala Lumpur with a nerve agent, man. I mean, Christ Almighty, watch that videotape. Google that, and Google what happens to you when you get hit with a nerve agent and what happens to your body. So tomorrow, FOMC statement. The rest of the week, not super well. Thursday, we'll see how the retail sales numbers are doing. You know, our Black Friday, our Cyber Monday. Another reason to be looking in the Amazon, a bull put spread right now, is we'll get some good numbers on Thursday about how those days went. Cap rate and industrial production on Friday as well, and the Empire State Manufacturing Index. So good stuff going on here, folks. We got a couple trades we got to manage. The Tesla trade is a black eye right now, but that's all right because we have about 10 awesome other trades. We got Brazil trades, ExxonMobil in this portfolio. We got out of the Goldman Sachs last week, and then our volatility trades, folks. Hey, Wiz. You're an options trader. It's almost not even talked about anymore. The VIX. Look at this, folks. We had some great bullish and bearish double verticals, and look at this. Vol. Remember, folks, when vol's cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, whenever it got into the look, I was going to say upper teens. That's not even close. 12. Whenever it got around 12, we got out of those bullish double verticals, and vol came in. So we'll talk about that in the PLTB if we need to maybe look at a vol trade here. I don't know, man. I think we might see what we saw in September and October and an extended period of low volatility. But look at this, guys. Yesterday we have attempted suicide bomber in New York. The market went up more or less. Nuts. So here we are down at 952, folks, which is just it's crazy. But this is the new normal. All right, folks, I got to run. I got to get in the PLTB, Primary Live Trade Brief. If you want to take a 2-week test flight into what we do here at Top Gun Options, just head to our homepage. And if you're a skier, you'll be I loved seeing the snow this weekend in Philadelphia. It really was a day out of central casting. I mean, huge flakes. It snowed the entire game. I can't wait to go skiing at Aspen this year. Beginner, intermediate, advanced. If you want to trade weekly options, take a 2-week test flight into our advanced. Intermediate is our medium-term portfolio, and then beginner is our accelerated retirement portfolio. And we'll do that brief tomorrow afternoon at 1. All right, folks, I'll see you at my members at 10 a.m. For the rest of you, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless.